What manifestation? What manifestation?
So, essentially shifting our focus to our dream life. Okay, so I wanted to just touch upon some of the larger things that I believe that I have manifested in my life. So anybody who wasn't here yesterday for my little talk about my story and where I came from, about 4 or 5, I think 5 years ago, at this point, I was in a really dark place, super depressed, coming from a space of lack in all aspects of life. Like, I'm not enough. Physically, mentally, emotionally, like everything was just out of balance, out of alignment, not enough. And these are some of the things that I have attracted in my life. And after I share these things, I'm going to share the main steps that I started using maybe like 4 years ago to start attracting the reality that I actually wanted. And these are still things that I use today. And I have a lot of fun with it, and I hope that if anyone has their phones here today, after this list, when I start diving into the details of the things that I actually do, I would love for you to take notes. I feel like it's so important that we all start applying these things in our life because we can live the life that we want. It doesn't have to be our current life. Okay, so one of the things that I manifested through using the law of attraction and the techniques I'll share with you today, and action, because action is also important to get things that you are interested in. One of the things was attending my second Woodstock Fruit Festival. I didn't have the money to do so, but the first fruit festival I went to radically shifted my life. It was like the platform that I launched Raw Alignment from and changed everything. But the second year, I didn't have the funds to make it, but I really wanted to go. So I created a GoFundMe page, and I knew that I had to be there, and I knew that I needed to level up and learn new things, and I wanted to share that with everybody who is currently tuning in and connecting with Raw Alignment. So somebody donated $600 who I didn't even know. They just knew me from tuning into Raw Alignment, and they had received so much value from the past year that I was sharing that they felt compelled to share that with me. So I feel that that was something that I attracted by truly picturing and feeling myself at the fruit festival. Like, to me, it wasn't an option. I had to be there, and I trusted that, and it was like I pictured myself there in the future. There was no doubt, and I think being in that space of like, this is going to happen, this has already happened, is a really good space to be in. Okay, what else? I've also manifested, gosh, this is so crazy. I wish I had my notebook here with me, but I'll probably post like an excerpt from it in the near future on Instagram. But I have manifested multiple homes in Hawaii that were like spot on to these lists of things that I wanted to manifest in my life. So I would make a list of my dream home, like down to the nitty-gritty details. Like, I want there to be palm trees outside. I want to smell and feel the ocean from my home. And the color of the home, like the details of the kitchen and the bedrooms and the decor and all the things. And that has come to life from just really focusing on those things and picturing myself in that spot as if I already have that in the future. And that's going to be a common theme of what I share today, is not just dreaming of it and feeling like, yeah, like a couple years from now, but knowing that your future self is living that reality is like gold. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so this is kind of crazy, and I really love to share this because I think it's so important for everybody to know. So my YouTube channel growth and overall business growth, I believe, took place when I was the most aligned that I have ever been. And to me, being aligned means I'm in a state of flow. There's very little to no tension. There's not like a ton of effort and like pushing really hard to make something happen, but I'm just living what I feel on the inside on the outside. So I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing the things that fulfill me. Relationships are popping into my life that just feel right, and there's not tension, there's not a ton of effort and resistance. It's like all of that falls away, and that's when that's how I feel most aligned. So I believe that my YouTube videos went viral when I was the most aligned in my life, and when I'm not aligned, I notice that there's a direct result in the way that social media posts, videos, everything performs. And it's like, it's so unreal to tune in to those patterns and just know and like allow that to like realign me and like remind me like, yo, you're not in alignment, you're not in flow. Because I believe that life is beautiful, and we can create like an epic utopia. Just everything that we imagine can be real, and when we're not in a state of alignment, that feels false, but it is possible. So yeah, what else? So when I first moved to Hawaii, I was on food stamps for about 6 months, and 1 year later, I had earned my first six-figure year. And I also believed that that was the full year that I was the most in alignment that I had ever been. And I was so clear on what I wanted. And as I said yesterday, I read the book You Are a Badass, and that really helped me become aware of my perception of money. So changing my thought process from money is a pain and money makes life difficult and I wish I could just live without money. And yes, like that's a fun way of thinking in some ways for sure. But I realized that that thought process was holding me back so much, and my reality at that point was a direct reflection of those thoughts. I didn't have a lot of money, and life wasn't easy at that time. It was simple in many ways, but essentially I shifted my focus and I concentrated on 2 affirmations for that full year that I went from living on food stamps to earning 6 figures, which was life is easy and more fun with an abundance of money, and I'm worthy of living in abundance, not just with money, but in every single aspect of life. So everything that I'm sharing today is about every aspect, about our relationships, about our health, about our career, our hobbies, finances, all of the things. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so yeah, focusing on those affirmations and just really believing that I was capable and I was worthy, and that having an abundance of money was going to help me serve the world in a bigger way. So I value money because it helps me reach people. I could not reserve a retreat center and begin hosting retreats, which are so transformative for so many people around the world, if I did not change that thought process with money, and also every other area of life. So I have also shifted my focus in relationships, what I'm focusing on, the positive aspects of what I want in relationships or what I'm currently struggling with relationships, and same for every aspect of life. Okay, so those are like a few things that I've manifested, but obviously so many pivotal points in my life have taken place in between all of that, and like I said, we're always manifesting. Working with the law of attraction rather than against it. So essentially our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our words, these are the things that bring our thoughts to real life, to manifest. And this is true no matter what we're feeling or saying. So if we're feeling like I'm so heavy, I'm so sluggish, like I'm not capable of this, I'm not exciting enough to attract my ideal partner, or whatever these things are, I'm not smart enough, I'm not interesting enough to pursue this career and succeed at it. Or if we're saying, I'm going to make this happen, I feel great, I'm capable, I'm worthy, like this is the real me, and just like build ourselves up. So we are choosing every single day and every single minute and every single conversation we have with others, and that is literally creating your life. So stop thinking about the things that you don't want. Stop focusing on the parts of your relationships and the parts of your health that are not where you want them to be, and just dream of what you want and focus the heck out of those things in every area of life. And I've been criticized for like being too much in a dreamland and like not in reality, and thinking too much of things that are like not real or not possible. But I feel like everything that I've created with my health and raw alignment and everything in life is a direct manifestation of focusing more on where I want to be than where I currently am. Okay, so noticing the beliefs that limit you every single day in every single aspect of your life. So whether it is I'm not disciplined enough to create my ideal physique, I'm not whatever, I'm not interesting enough to put myself out on social media, I'm not smart enough to attract a partner who, whatever the things are, you know, we say these things to ourselves every single day. And a lot of them come back to fear, living from a place of fear and coming from a place of we don't feel like we're enough. And like I was sharing earlier about how I grew up kind of in a mindset of lack, we are taught these things since we're young, unfortunately. But the cool thing is that we can literally rewire our brain and we can change the way that we think. And all it takes is consistency and practice and dedication and excitement about the process. It doesn't have to be like, man, I wish I didn't grow up with all of those messages getting put into my head. It's like, it is what it is. What are we going to do about it? And what are we going to do about it consistently? And so yeah, analyzing the stories that we were told from our parents, from our teachers, from our community, and from society as a whole, getting clear on what these things are. So now that you've made your list on the things that you want to attract in your life, the things that you want your life to embody, you're gonna make a list of your limiting beliefs. So 3 limiting beliefs at least, but really like just go crazy. Like write all of them that you can think of in every single aspect of life that I shared earlier. So body, fitness, nutrition, career, relationships, home, money, community. And there's a quote that I really love, and it ends in, who are you not to be all of these things? And I think Giovanna was sharing earlier, like, something called imposter syndrome, like who am I to be freaking up here on a stage when everybody here is capable of anything they want to do? Like, who am I to be doing this right now? Who am I to host retreats? Who am I to drop out of school and move to Hawaii? Who am I to whatever, like anything? And we're all here to be the best version of ourselves. We're all here to be fulfilled. We're all here to share our gifts in the world. And I think the more the merrier. So yeah, writing down all of your limiting beliefs, and then for each limiting belief, writing down essentially a positive affirmation, something that is actually a truth, whereas your limiting beliefs are lies. They're just stories that we tell ourselves, and we have the ability to tell ourselves new stories. So writing down one truth to overpower each limiting belief that you carry. And if you really want to go hard, you can write down more than one positive truth, more positive affirmations for each limiting belief. Yeah, so when we feel fear and doubt and scarcity and lack and worries and all of these things, we just have to remind ourselves in the moment that this is a choice. It's a choice to think these things, and yes, it's been a pattern for so long, so it's not going to be like overnight that all of a sudden we hardcore believe we are so worthy of abundance in every aspect of life, but getting to that point is possible. Okay, I gotta speed up. So yeah, reading the pages of what you want to attract in your life in the present tense every single day, and also reading your truths every single day is gonna be huge. Yeah, words can't express how powerful it is, but experiences can. So I hope that anyone who does tune into my life experience can hold on to that and what am I trying to say? Yeah, use that as motivation and proof that just like reading these things and feeling into them like does crazy stuff. Okay, so next I just want to talk briefly about getting aligned and knowing that we're all here with such unique gifts. I have gifts that you don't have, you have gifts that I don't have. And we're here to stay true to that and honor ourselves and not try to be anybody else, not try to live anybody else's ideal life, but really get clear on what it is for us. And if it doesn't match societal's ideal life, like, that's awesome. Pursue what your truth is. What else? Oh, and then I just want to talk briefly about what it feels like to know that you're on the right path. And the way that it shows up for me is often experiencing synchronicity, so feeling like I just needed to meet this person right now, or I just needed to have that little sign. And it almost feels like experiencing good luck, like, wow, I'm so lucky to experience this, but it feels like there's a deeper meaning to it. To me, when I have those indicators, and they happen often, I feel like I'm more in alignment. And when I start to feel out of alignment, some indicators that that's true for me is that I'm like, I forget my keys, or I forget my wallet, or I forget things often. And I'm just like more scatterbrained, and I'm not as clear and as aligned. And then also looking back and realizing that something you're now experiencing, perhaps being at this festival, perhaps feeling the way that you're feeling right now, perhaps meeting somebody here, or being in a relationship, or just receiving a job opportunity or whatever, perhaps something that you're experiencing right now is something that you dreamed of and thought about in the past, whether it was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, or longer than that. Recognizing that you're now experiencing something that you thought of in the past is a good indicator that you've made it. And yeah. So I want to wrap it up there, because I think we only have a tiny, maybe no time left. But is somebody right after me? Okay, cool. So you have a couple minutes for chit chat. But yeah, I hope that all of that was really helpful. I love talking about manifestation. I feel like I could just talk way more, but that was my little list of what I knew would get me through this time. So yeah.
What led to your first six-figure year?
What led to it in what way?
I guess what were just where we're at the actual biggest sources of that happening for you,
Yeah.
avenues you pull that from.
Yeah, so the question is, what led to my first six-figure year? YouTube videos going viral definitely increased. What else? I had my first retreat that year. I think I sold some apparel. But really I want to say YouTube was like a big part of it. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Do you have any kind of morning rituals?
Morning rituals?
Yeah.
I'm on and off with them, as I feel like most people are, but yeah, there's definitely some, like focusing on the things that I want, so having a daily intention, remembering what my why is, so like, why am I getting up, why am I doing all these things? It's because I want to make a positive ripple effect in the world. And like Giovanna was sharing, like focusing on giving, not just like, what do I want to get out today, but like, what can I give today? Helps me just feel like a lot of momentum and excitement and fulfillment. I always exercise, I always exercise. Like I love weightlifting, it makes me feel very empowered, especially as a petite woman. Yeah, I really love to lift weights. Sometimes I meditate and stuff, and all the other things, but those are like essentials, like focusing on my attention. Okay. Okay. Yeah. One more question. What are some examples of limiting beliefs? Like, I am too young to make an impact on the world. Or I am not attractive enough to attract a partner who loves me unconditionally. Cool, thank you all for coming. Woo! I have a women's circle tonight, which I'm excited for, so all the ladies come join me. 3:30 tonight. Yeah, today afternoon. And then I have some other talks like evolution of raw alignment and setting goals, so come to those too. I don't know when they are, but I'll see you there.